waves are crashing on the brakes. Respect and love that's turned to hate. I'm still thinking of you. On and on you see my bitter enemy. On and on we ride the storm. You're in this house, you are in danger. I'll beg you that take down with me. You're in this house, you are a stranger. And goddamn you, until you leave. I said until you leave. Until you leave. I'll smash everything. Lackland Air Force Base, Texas. San Antonio, Texas. Lackland Air Force Base. This is the town that has many military bases. This is where James Casbolt was stationed a few years ago, and where he claims Max Spiers came down and visited him and shot him point blank range in the back of an SUV. The drone footage that you're looking at, I took at Lackland Air Force Base a few months ago when I was down there on an unrelated paranormal investigation. The big metal edifice you see there is basically a huge war monument. We're going to come full circle with all of these topics: drones, James Casbolt, Max Spiers, San Antonio. And today in Texas we had floods. Think mud flood, Tartaria, star forts. Yeah, everything's coming to a head and everything's coming full circle. These are exciting times to be living in. I'm glad I can be here to assist you, help keep you abreast of things. Because if there's one truth in the cosmos, one cosmic truth, the truth is you don't know. You don't know, huh? So don't act like you do, because then something bad might happen to you. And I'm talking to you. Oh! Alright. Alright. Wow. Today was a fun-filled, fact-finding adventure. I had my sidekick with me, Gunter, my loyal, faithful companion. We did an investigation today at not Ghostside Road, excuse me, Harryman Road. Gunter, 1.7 miles to Harryman Road. We're going to continue the investigation. Right now we're in the Mercedes, headed towards the vantage point. Keep tuned. I think we see the sign right here, one of the signs for Harryman Road. Okay, that's actually Sam Bass Road, the outlaw Sam Bass. We're on his road right now, and I think it turns into Harryman Road. Stay tuned. Harryman Road, the site in Round Rock, Texas, right next to Austin. That was the site of several attacks of harassment or complaints of harassment. In 1 mile, turn left onto Harryman Road. Hold on to your seats, huh? This is a harassment Just a couple of years ago, these complaints were put on the local news, and joggers and visitors to the park there complained about being harassed by a large bipedal hairy creature that smelled foul. You could only just kind of see him out of the corner of your eyes. No one really got a full look at him, and you know, he was throwing huge boulders at him and stuff like that. Typical Bigfoot behavior. Yes, my friends, Bigfoot is a reality. Except down here in Texas. Turn left onto Harryman Road. We are now at the intersection of Sam Bass and Harryman Road. Sam Bass, the legendary West Texas outlaw, who was killed by marshals right here in Round Rock over 150 years ago. Here you go.
In a quarter mile, arrive at Harryman Road.
In a quarter of a mile, arrive at Harryman Road. And especially in the 19th century, the 1800s, 1700s, etc., they didn't call him Bigfoot, they called him the Wild Man. The Wild Man. And I'm writing my 4th book right now, entitled The Wild Man of Texas, a concise history of Bigfoot and wild man sightings in Texas over the last 250 years. Oh, it'll be on your available for sale soon, I hope. So, make a nice Christmas gift for friends and family. So anyway, it was raining like a... We're entering the territory of the Harryman. We're headed for this clearing right here. Regular residences right there, and then there's the walking trail. I'm seeing some new development over here. Massive land clearing to this area right over here where we used to go in the past for these excursions. Can it be that the habitat of the Harryman has actually been destroyed, and what will be the ramifications of this? And more importantly, what will be the reprisals? Knowing that we had reported Harryman attacks 2 years ago right here in Austin, Texas. Pretty hard today, and a couple of the creeks were filled up and overflowing and such. Flood. You know, where have we heard this recently? The mud flood. You know, the triune concept of Tartarian Empire, mud flood, and star forts. As you can see, the deforestation is massive, massive encroachment upon the land of the Harryman. We're going to set up right here and do an aerial survey. Oh, shit. That's it. What's up? live. Country.
You don't know, huh? So don't act like you do. A Basis Texas production.
Let me tell you people, this shit is absolutely real. Absolutely real. I've looked into it. It's fascinating. It is, it will change your whole outlook on life. So I've been looking for Tartarian architecture, stuff like that. I've assumed, well, if all of these cities are a lot older than people say they are, and we just, adopted all these buildings that were already existing, well, maybe Austin is one of these cities. Wouldn't you know? Of course, we've got the big pink granite, beautiful Capitol dome here with the sacred architecture and all that stuff, just like the one in Washington, D.C., just like the one in the Vatican in Rome. Man, I'm telling you what, this Tartarian shit will blow your fucking mind. Yes, we've been lied to about everything. And I mean everything. I was at my business partner's house today and he was displaying all of his art for me. They had just had a renovation, redone some cabinets, done a lot of really nice stuff to their home. And he was showing me his artwork. And of course I've been on the lookout for Tartarian stuff. Lo and behold, a picture from 1989, Austin, Texas, Capitol, the main road there, Congress Road, with a big arch put over it for some German festival or something like this. And I saw it, I could not believe it. Of course, the Tartarian architecture, the Capitol dome, the spires, the domes, obelisks, this type of thing. That's the very first thing I looked for. But it looked like there was these funny looking telephone poles. And what you'll see with this Tartarian stuff is they look like telephone poles or telegraph poles, except they have about 8 cross members on them instead of just 1 or 2. And a bunch of little nodes on them, and you really would think that they are telegraph poles or telegraph wire poles, with one stark exception: there are no wires. There are no wires, and the reason there are no wires is because these devices are used for transmitting wireless electricity. Yes, we did not evolved from a bunch of primitive apes or anything like this. The humanity, sadly, was actually devolved. We're getting dumber, etc., etc. It's sad. And our ancestors, our forefathers, had great capabilities. They had harnessed power, the power of the gods. Wait, the power of the gods. And there was a picture right there. People say, "Oh, that could be Photoshop. This could be what the hell? They Photoshop every picture in the world." This is a picture in my friend's house. These pictures are all over the world. It's not just the funny-looking telegraph poles and stuff like that. It's wood-burning stoves. What do you see when you see a wood-burning stove? You see a wood-burning stove? No, actually, you're not. You're looking at something quite different. It was later people who were cast back into savagery and primitiveness. The people who are our great-great-great-grandparents, who maybe might have come across the prairie in covered wagons or something like this. They had been reduced to savagery once again, more or less. And yes, they found these woods, supposed quote-unquote wood stoves, and yeah, let's build a fire. Yeah, I'll keep it warm, Martha. Yeah. Let me find out, huh? What's all that ornate shit on top of a wood-burning stove? It looks like a big old trophy, with spires, globes, mercury, whatever's in there. And then now they found these little ones that are about this big, little wood-burning stove. Oh yeah, what are you gonna do? Get a little pile of toothpicks and burn it in your little fucking wood-burning stove? Give me a goddamn break, huh? That's it? shit's heating up, man. Mark my words, the shit is heating up. Ooh-wee! Oh, I can't wait to show you some footage that we got.